but did the ocean breeze pacify you?
Good day, good people. What's up? I hope you're having a great day, a wonderful day, night, whatever time you are enjoying this show. We'd like to welcome you back to another installment of Jojo and
D. Hey y'all, what's up? We're so glad that you decided to join us again. Like Jojo said, whatever time of day it may be. Thank you for joining us. Another episode of Jojo and D. This is just a little, what I want to say, format or plan in which we talk about life experiences. We just kick back. We're just two friends hanging out, and we just decided to let the world in, on our day-to-day talks and different discussions that we have amongst ourselves. So welcome. We're back. And Jojo, so I wanted to start a little bit with where we left off last time. I know we were talking about making some goals, being consistent with two different goals. And I will start first. I just wanted to give y'all an update on my goals because we're doing this for 2 months, correct? I believe 2 months.
Yeah, it was originally 30-day challenge, but
sorry, 30 days.
It's keeping going because we are at the 30 days on this episode, but we need more time. I know I do. There's a thing that says it takes 21 days to develop a new habit.
Yes, that is correct. So that's a little shy.
Yeah, but I haven't been consistent for 21 days. I need more time for a new habit. But yeah, go ahead and give the people your update.
So here's my update. So here's my two things. So I wanted to make sure that I was doing my workout, working out consistently. And also the other thing was finding ways to reduce my stress level. So I know last episode I showed y'all this little coloring book that I had, brought from Amazon. So I haven't been doing that too much. So my main thing is really just been to relax and unwind, to listen to music, right? And to actually, believe it or not, listening to a lot of YouTube clips that deal with things like home ownership, weight loss, and things of that sort. So that's been kind of helping me reduce the stress level. And also I've been still on it with my workout regimen. I normally hold myself accountable by still checking in with my sisters and my mom. We have a little group chat, so we like to hold each other accountable daily. So that's pretty much it, and I'll let Jojo discuss her goals she's been working on.
So yes. So my two things were, to recap, to get my clothes together and not just have a clean clothes pile. Well, last episode, I had less of a clean clothes pile. This episode, I have more of a clean clothes pile. Mind you, it is less than the original clean clothes pile. But I'm working on getting it back. Progress. Yes, it was a progress and a digress. But I am about to work on my my drawers. So, on the back side of my bed, I'll show y'all on another video that I upload exactly what I did. So I made a Murphy bed in my house. But the second thing is not a Murphy bed, it's a Jojo bed. Let's be real. There's nothing Murphy about it. But the second thing was to really pay attention to the things in which I was eating and making sure that I'm being cognizant of the things that are entering into my body. So I will say on this front, I have made more progress. First of all, I don't have any cake tonight. So praise the Lord for that.
Okay.
Hallelujah! And furthermore, the cake that I was eating last time, I didn't even finish it. The 2 bites I took on camera, guess what? That was all the bites I ate. My brother ate the rest of it.
Well, there you
So
go.
look at him.
Mm.
Um,
It's-
I also, excuse me, the last part of this, I re-downloaded my Fitness Pal onto my phone for my logging my food tracker. So I'm making gains in a positive manner. I just want to stay consistent with it. And so, yeah, that's why I need some more time. But there's progress. May not have met the consistency for the first 30 days, but that's not necessarily what consistency is about. It's longevity. And that's what keeps the consistency up. So we are both progressing. And so I'm really excited about that. Let us know how y'all are progressing for those of you that are participating in this. Um, as you're watching this on the Just Jovet YouTube page. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Just Jovet and at D2 Riley on Instagram. So,
J2 Riley.
oh yes, oh Lord, I didn't said your name wrong.
Okay.
See, thank you for that. It's going on the screen.
So it's J the number 2 Riley, y'all.
Yep, J2 Riley. So, that's my update on that front.
So before we move on, I mean cut you off, but
You ain't cut
I
me
think
off.
I'm
Good.
gonna kind of pick up on one of the goals that you said you had was to pick up your clothes. I ran into a little issue this past weekend, and just to let y'all know, I did not pick up my clothes after I washed them, so I decided to take them out the dryer, throw them in the closet, and my restroom got a little flooded over the weekend. So I'm going to make sure that I at least get the clothes out of the dryer and maybe onto the bed first, and then start to fold them when I get there, versus leave them on the floor. So I kind of learned my lesson this week with that. Praise God that I have a working washer and dryer, so I was able to rewash the clothes and dry them again. But I ain't put them back on the floor, y'all. I promise I did. I promise.
Progress. Hello. Come on now. Come on with it. Come on with it. Man.
So, all that being said, go ahead and switch gears. So we're just gonna talk a little bit today about. I know from the past episodes we've been talking about consistency. Last episode we talked about work-life balance, and I know we touched a little bit on goals and things that we may be passionate about. So with that being said, I want to switch gears and talk about making moves, right? And turning your dreams into reality. And these are things that we're talking about in which we're passionate about, because that's where we discovered from last episode that we like to spend most of our time is on things that we are passionate about. So, with that being said, when we think about making moves and turning our dreams into a reality, what we want to do is have a little step-by-step process, right? We want to basically start with a plan. A lot of times we say, hey, we want to make these moves and everything, but we're doing a lot of lip service, right? And in order for us to get the end result, we have to plan, y'all. Like, we just have to. And within that planning, I know there's a famous quote. I don't know who said it, but it says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I'm sure y'all have heard that throughout your entire life, because I heard that when I was in grade school. So you got to have a plan, y'all. We have to plan it out. And the thing is, when you're planning what you want to do, you have more of a guidance, more of like a roadmap. And this, when you are planning, it'll kind of cause you to be, or maybe develop that, those habits. You kind of have this thing with consistency to where you're able to move forward because you created that plan. And also within that plan, JoJo, we have to write it down, right? So my definition of writing can be a picture of what I want my end result to be. It can be bullet points. It can say, hey, Monday I need to work on this. Tuesday I need to work on this. Wednesday I need to work on this. So we have to make sure that we're writing things down so that we can see them, and we need to constantly be reminded of, our plans. Do you want to chime in a little bit on writing those plans down?
So the Bible talks about, right? There's a scripture. What is it? And it's quotable, right? It's quotable. People quote it. Write the vision, make it plain, right? So, but what is the whole entire action behind that writing? It's an execution step. It's an obligation step. And when you write things down, you internalize it. It's not just, I put it on paper, but you committed it, right? You committed it to your mind to then put it down, and then you repeat it, which you're internalizing it within your soul. So it's that whole repetition type thing.
Right.
With the writing and making that plan out so you can see it. One of my favorite songs is It's Not Over, by Karen Clark Sheard. And no, it's not over. No. Is that the song? Lord, I don't even know the song. But anyway, in the song, she says she quotes her husband, and he preached a sermon and said, "You got to see it before you see it, or you never will see it." Mm-hmm. That is really bugging me about which song that is, because I just listened to it, and I listen to it all the time.
And I know it has to be Karen because you really don't listen to many other people.
I don't listen to who? What you trying to start?
Nothing.
What you trying to start? Because I'm really a Clark family. I got a Clark family. I'm a Clark family fan. I can't help it. But you want me to quote somebody else? You want me to quote?
No. I was just saying I knew that's probably where you were going with it. So sorry. Y'all, we just having fun. Don't mind us.
Next time, I'm going to bring up somebody else. But today, it's Karen Clark Sheard. You got to see it before you see it, or you never will see it. But yeah, that's what I had to add about the writing tip on that, making sure you put that plan out, because that's that entire execution, the full process of it. And sometimes you write things down and you don't even realize what you're putting out into the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And when you say it and then you write it, everybody say, "Hi, Ree. Hi, Ree. How you doing?"
Hello.
Oh, woof, woof.
So he's trying to comment, y'all, and let us know how we need to make it. He said,
write it. Write it. Write it down. Woof, woof. Write it. Yeah.
A mess. Write it down, y'all.
See, my dog is on.
I didn't know if you were done.
Oh, I'm done.
I also wanted to add that a lot of times too, when we're able to write things down, we can see if this is something that'll be obtainable, if that makes any sense or not. Because sometimes I think when we are making moves, we have a tendency to kind of compare ourselves to what other people's paths were or is at that time. And a lot of times we need to not take big chunks, but sometimes we need to take those teeny beeny bites and kind of chew on those things. So I think a lot of times too, when we're able to write things down, we can say, okay, well, D'Angela, um, maybe you can't do this whole thing right now, but you can break this up into to tiny parts. And that way too, it won't be so overwhelming for us because a lot of times when we're
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmed, we stop midpoint. And I'm a living witness, right?
Me
So
too.
it kind of helps to kind of write those things down just to see, and then you can kind of sort of prioritize or have a numbering system. Okay, this is what I want to do first, this is what I want to do second, and you're able to kind of move those things around. So I think that'll help us too, as far as being able to achieve and just basically move through the whole process without giving up because it may be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Um, and that's really important to do that, just to continue on that, because you always have to know where you want to go,
Hmm.
but achieving that, how you go about getting to where you want to go, and not allowing yourself to, like Dee was saying, be discouraged or overwhelmed by seeing that, um, by seeing, like, oh, I want to get to, I'm about to use skating because that's just what I'm about to
And in his
use,
life.
because I'm about that life. Um, um, I'm really trying to progress to spins and pivoting with one foot. So anyway, I'll insert a clip right here of what I'm talking about. With the pivoting of one foot. So to look something like that, right? So with that, I can't just automatically start with the one foot, because I'm going to fall and bust my butt every single time. But I first had to learn how to skate forward, right? Had to learn how to skate backwards, had to learn how to turn around, right? Now I'm at the point where I'm learning to pivot, right? And so I'm learning to pivot easier and quicker. So then that way now I can progress to pivoting from both feet to then pivoting on one foot. So we have to keep that in mind, that we can't just say, yes, I always wanted to skate this way and do the turnaround with one foot. But I first had to learn how to go forward. And that's what that plan that we're talking about, and breaking it down.
Hmm.
Breaking it down is, you first have to learn how to keep your balance on your skates, period, before you can start doing fancy stuff.
Period.
I hope that, made it, gave like another, like, avenue or analogy to kind of
Yeah.
look at it, uh, the way that D was, iterating it, um, which is completely perfect, in terms of that. So there was somebody, that you wanted to talk about, in terms of, somebody that you look at, that talks about working your plan, um, and
Yes. So this is a guy that I started listening to a while back. Shout out to my husband. I don't know if y'all have ever heard him. I know y'all probably seen him by now. He's a motivational speaker. Great. His name is Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. And he normally says this in all of his videos. So his main focus is the high school athletes, right? And so he goes to the underserved, sorry, schools, and just kind of talks to them and just let them know, where he came from, started humble beginnings. He was homeless, didn't want to listen to anybody, whoop de whoop, and you know the story. But one thing he always says is, do you want it as bad as you want to breathe? And that speaks volumes, right? So when you're working on your goals and you're creating your plan and you're trying to make moves in life, you have to really want that as bad as you want to breathe, right? And another thing that he always talks about is having people not outwork you, right? So you should be disciplined. And that's one of the main things that we lack, including myself, is the discipline and making sure that we put in the work so we can continue to make money moves. Because just because you make one move, life doesn't get any easier. But, you just find things that work for you to where you can continue to progress. But as long as you can want it as bad as you want to breathe, you shouldn't have a problem with the execution factor.
Yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily say as bad as you want to breathe, but as bad as you need to breathe, right? Because we need
Yes.
breath in order to have life. If you don't have breath in your lungs, then you don't have life in you. So you got to have it as bad as you want life. That's the way I hear it.
Yeah.
Want to breathe, you need to breathe. That's the way I hear that. And yeah, check him out. What's his name again? We'll link it down
Eric
below.
Thomas. Eric Thomas is his real name, but he says he goes by E.T., the hip hop preacher. And so he's a great motivational speaker for that. Like if you want to talking about putting in that work, creating your plan and being successful, go check him out.
And yeah, and as I'm sitting here, a lot of people, and we kind of touched on this before, it's like, well, I've been doing this for 4 years. I've been doing this for this amount of time, and I've been putting in the work, but I'm not seeing the increase on it. And that's where everything that we've been talking about the last few weeks comes into play.
Yes.
That whole consistency, that whole not being afraid to go for it, even when it doesn't seem like anything is happening for you. I promise you, one day it's going to hit. It is going to, and when you just have to make sure. I was listening to my homeboy, one of my friends that we grew up together. He was talking about it. Because he's a DJ, and he was talking about how he's, been working hard, been ready for years, and he is just waiting for the time when it's his time to go ahead and rise up. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen for me. It's going to happen for D'Angelo. It's going to happen for you. We just have to make sure that we sit and do exactly what it is that we supposed to do and take those steps, even though we cannot see the fruits of our labor at that time. We just have to trust. People say what they say, trust the process, right?
Yes.
That is like hard.
Yeah.
Trusting that process. That is very hard. It is very hard to sit in that when the part of the trusting of the process is waiting.
Yeah.
But keep building muscle, keep building, your endurance. And I'm gonna keep going because I'm really talking to myself right now.
It's okay.
It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out.
I kind of like how you said, we don't like to wait, right? We like that microwavable results or what have you. We don't like to go the oven route. And a lot of times, I know you were talking about the guy 4 years doing this and doing that. A lot of times we tend to forget the small accomplishments that happened during that time. We become so focused on the end result, which yeah, that's what we want, but we forget to celebrate those small victories. Because
And
I mean,
really,
it could
yeah,
be you have to realize, hey, I'm not where I was 4 years. I may not be to that end result or the big kahuna, but sorry y'all, that was a bad thing to say. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. But celebrate those small wins, those small wins. Maybe 4 years ago, you may have not met the people that you need right now. That's actually influencing you and are putting you in different rooms that you need to be in right now to get to the next place. So don't forget about the small victories. Don't forget to celebrate.
yeah.
I think
And
you were gonna say something else.
be happy in where you are in your current state,
Hmm.
because you need to absorb as much as you can absorb
Yes,
in
I
the
agree.
state that you're in, because guess what, when it happens, there's no going back.
Hmm.
You're in it then at that point. So it's important to pay attention to detail in that. And when I say detail, making sure that you're serving yourself in the best capacity that you can serve yourself to reach that end result that you want. So
Hmm.
also to continue to talk about what my friend was saying, and I've been telling myself there's three things that I it's three statements that I say when I wake up in the morning. Okay. First thing is, you wake up and be the best you can be. After you wake up and be the best that you can be, then you wake up and do the best you can do, right?
That you can do, not the
That
vet.
you can do, right? Nobody else.
Hmm.
This is what, be who you can be, the best version of you can be. Do the best version of you that you can do. And the third thing is, do not sell yourself short. I have done that so many
Preach it now.
times in my life. Knock myself down before I even get there. Like selling products for like benches for nowhere near the amount that they were worth,
Hmm.
because I was like, oh, well, it's my first one. It doesn't matter whether it's your first one or not. I'm not saying charge $2,000. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, don't sell
No,
it for
you're right.
20
Yeah.
bucks because you took time, you took effort. And if
Hmm.
people want it, guess what?
They're
They're
gonna
going to
buy.
pay for it. They don't go, you don't go to a restaurant most of the time beforehand and say, "Oh, your chicken tenders are $7. Oh, that's too much for chicken tenders." No, you either are going to pay the $7 for the chicken tender basket, or you're not. It,
Right.
it's like, what's
Like
the
no
price?
gray area.
Right. You're going there. Yeah, there's no gray with that. Either you want it or you don't. And that's
Hmm.
the thing is, when you're in that state of building, and you're in that state of learning, and in that state of, trying to navigate an execution of your plan. Y'all, my move ring just went off. So praise be to God, I hit it.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
yay. Move, go, hit. Hey. Um, so when you're in that, you have to understand that you If somebody is lowballing you for $25, don't lowball yourself, because you know that even though it's the beginning of what you're doing, you're still worth more than that. Period. That's the whole moral of the story. So keep those 3 things in mind. Wake up, be the best you can be, do the best you can do, and don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
And like D just said, period.
Period.
Oh,
That's the
period. So
you basically touched on a lot of things. A lot of things. But one thing I did want to add, just wanted to go back and say, this is a quote from my sister. She always says, like you said, get up, be the best you can be, because everybody else is taken. So you can only do you. Ain't no sense of trying to be anybody else. But I just want to insert that. So basically, we talked about, making our moves, creating our plan, writing those things down, and working the plan. And do know that it's not going to stop after 4 years. It's not going to stop after 5 years. It's going to be a consistent work. You may have to rework some things, but you're going to always be working. And we also talked about not forgetting to celebrate those small victories.
Smaller victories. Yep. Just keep it going. Keep it going.
So, with that being said, Jojo and I, we like to be creative. Like she just said, she has benches. I don't know if she's gonna be posting anything soon, but y'all be on the lookout for Jojo, because she's got some good things. And when she comes to visit me in Houston, I'm going to see my lovely creation that she prepared. But since we are creative people, we thought that we should probably give you guys and ourselves something to look forward to for our next episode, right? So a lot of people, when they're trying to, make their moves, like we said, we plan and we try to find something that's going to always remind us of what we're striving to be or do. So we want to do a plan, something that's called a plan of success board, aka
we're not doing vision boards. We're doing plan of success boards, because vision boards.
But yes, plan of success boards, period, right? And so with these boards, it's our plan for success. We're hoping to show these to you all on our next episode. So everybody has different goals. Everybody's they gonna have a different path. So we just wanted to find something creative so we can share with you all, and we hope that you all can chime in on what you may like, what you may not like about the board, what you think we can improve on, or give us some helpful tips. We're open. And we want to see what ideas that you all will have for next year when we present our boards, that is.
Yes. Also, don't forget, thank you for tuning in, for making it to this point in the video. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Just Jovette on YouTube, Just Jovette on Instagram, and J2 Riley on Instagram. Thank y'all for those who are tuning in. We greatly appreciate your support, and y'all are the day ones. Definitely the day ones.
Period.
So, period. So, thank y'all for that. As we continue to grow and we continue to have fun and learn how to do this and not be afraid to step out there,
step by step,
day by day. That's right. So, but is that all we have until the next episode? Peace out. One love. Jesus Christ. Remember that. We out.
But did the ocean breathe?